Ladies and gentlemen, we all know that love can be beautiful, but sometimes it can also bring pain. There are moments when a man you love, trust, and give your heart to ends up hurting you, whether intentionally or unintentionally. In those moments, you have two choices: to react emotionally and let him see your pain, or to rise above it and leave him wondering what just happened. When a man hurts you, the natural instinct is to react immediately, whether it's through anger, tears, or desperate questions. He might expect you to shout, beg for an explanation, or even seek revenge. But the most powerful thing you can do in that moment is something he never saw coming: stay calm. Remaining calm is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of control, self-respect, and strength. When you react emotionally, you give him power over you. Your tears or outbursts confirm that his actions have affected you deeply, which might be exactly what he wants. However, when you remain composed, you send a message that you are stronger than the pain he tried to inflict. Your calmness will confuse him because it challenges his expectations. He will begin to wonder why you are not reacting the way he thought you would. Silence and composure are powerful psychological tools. When you don't react impulsively, you give yourself the chance to process your emotions rationally. You are not pretending that you don't care, but you are choosing to respond in a way that protects your dignity. Many women regret the things they say or do in moments of emotional distress. By staying calm, you avoid making decisions that you might later wish you had handled differently. Furthermore, staying calm allows you to observe him more closely. When you remove emotional reactions from the equation, you can see his true character. Does he show remorse? Does he even notice that he has hurt you? Or does he act as if nothing happened? Your calmness will force him to reveal his true intentions, and that information will help you decide your next move. A calm woman is mysterious. A man can't read her easily, and that uncertainty is unsettling for him. If he thought he had the power to shake you, your collected demeanor will make him question everything. He might even start overthinking, wondering if he underestimated you, if you have moved on already, or if you were never truly affected by his actions. Additionally, staying calm gives you time to strategize. Instead of reacting impulsively, you can think clearly about how to handle the situation in a way that benefits you. Do you want to walk away without another word? Do you want to make him realize his mistake through your silence? Whatever your decision, making it from a place of control rather than emotional chaos will always put you in a position of power. Another advantage of staying calm is that it shifts the emotional burden back onto him. When a man expects drama and doesn't get it, he is left with only himself and his actions to reflect on. He no longer has your emotional reaction to distract him from his own behavior. This can lead to guilt, self-doubt, and even regret. Staying calm is also a form of self-care. When you refuse to engage in toxic back-and-forth arguments or desperate attempts to be understood, you preserve your peace. No man is worth losing your inner balance over. Your energy should be invested in yourself, not wasted trying to make someone see your worth when they should have recognized it from the beginning. Ultimately, calmness is a declaration of self-respect. It says, I am in control of my emotions, and I will not allow your actions to dictate my peace. And when you carry yourself with that level of self-assurance, the person who hurt you will have no choice but to acknowledge your strength, whether he admits it or not. When a man hurts you, it's easy to fall into the trap of seeking validation, explanations, or even revenge. But the truth is, no amount of questioning or pleading will change what happened. The best response to pain is not to dwell in it, it's to rise above it. Instead of chasing closure from someone who disrespected you, shift your energy toward becoming the best version of yourself. Nothing is more powerful than a woman who turns her pain into power. Leveling up is about transformation. It's about taking every ounce of hurt and using it as fuel to become stronger, wiser, and more radiant. Instead of spending your days overanalyzing his words or actions, channel that energy into personal growth. Work on your mental, physical, and emotional well-being. Hit the gym, focus on your career, pick up a new skill, or dive into a passion you once neglected. The goal is not to prove anything to him, but to rediscover your own strength and purpose. One of the most powerful aspects of leveling up is self-confidence. When a woman is hurt, her self-esteem can take a hit. She may start questioning if she was not good enough, or if she could have done something differently. But the truth is, your worth is not tied to how someone else treated you. The more you invest in yourself, the more you will realize that his actions were a reflection of him, not of you. The stronger and more confident you become, the less his actions will define you. Physical transformation is often the first thing people notice, but internal transformation is what truly makes an impact. When you start loving yourself more, setting higher standards, and refusing to tolerate anything less than what you deserve, the energy around you shifts. You stop accepting half-hearted love, and people start treating you differently because they see that you value yourself. A woman who levels up attracts better experiences, relationships, and opportunities. The irony is, while you are focused on improving yourself, he might start noticing the change. When a man sees that you are not sitting around waiting for him, but instead thriving, it creates confusion. He expected you to be stuck in sadness, but instead you are glowing, evolving, and moving forward without him. That realization can make him question his own worth in your life. Suddenly the power dynamic shifts. Leveling up also means emotionally detaching from what no longer serves you. Instead of holding on to resentment or disappointment, learn to let go. Holding on to pain only keeps you tied to the past. But when you focus on becoming your best self, you naturally create space for new, positive experiences. You begin to attract people who appreciate you, rather than those who take you for granted. Another key aspect of leveling up is surrounding yourself with people who uplift you. Healing doesn't happen in isolation. Spend time with friends who remind you of your worth. Engage in activities that bring you joy, and seek wisdom from those who have grown through similar situations. The people around you should encourage your growth, not keep you stuck in a cycle of pain. Your mindset is everything. Instead of asking, "Why did he do this to me?" ask, "What can I learn from this?" Every painful experience holds a lesson. And once you shift your focus from victimhood to empowerment, you take back control. You stop seeing the situation as something that broke you and start seeing it as something that built you. Ultimately, leveling up is about reclaiming your narrative. You are not the woman who was hurt, you are the woman who transformed through that pain. When you step into your power, you don't need closure, revenge, or validation. Your success, confidence, and happiness will speak louder than any words ever could. Silence is one of the most powerful responses you can give to a man who has hurt you. When someone wrongs you, the expectation is that you will seek closure, ask questions, demand explanations, or even argue. But what happens when you do none of that? What happens when you simply walk away without a word? You create a mystery that leaves him unsettled, confused, and questioning everything. Most men are used to women explaining their feelings, pleading for understanding, or expressing their pain through emotional outbursts. When you choose silence instead, you break that pattern. You do not give him the satisfaction of knowing what's on your mind or how much he has affected you. He is left with nothing but his own thoughts. And that is far more haunting than any words you could have spoken. Silence forces him to reflect. Without your voice constantly reminding him of his actions, he has to sit with his own guilt if he has any. The absence of your reaction removes the distraction of conflict and leaves him alone with his choices. If he expected a fight but got indifference, he will be the one left feeling uneasy, wondering why you are not behaving the way he predicted. Additionally, silence protects your dignity. When someone hurts you, they do not deserve the privilege of hearing your pain. They do not deserve to know how deeply their actions affected you. By remaining silent, you maintain control over your emotions and refuse to let him dictate your responses. You show that you are not desperate for his validation or explanations. Not only does silence confuse him, but it also shifts the power dynamic in your favor. When you refuse to engage, you force him into a position of uncertainty. He might start wondering if you ever truly cared, if you've already moved on, or if he was just another chapter in your book rather than the entire story. The mind of someone who is left in silence becomes its own worst enemy, running through endless scenarios to try and make sense of the unknown. Silence also gives you time to heal. Engaging in arguments, seeking closure, or obsessing over why only prolongs your pain. But when you step back, detach, and allow yourself to focus on your own well-being, you create space for emotional recovery. Instead of reliving the hurt through conversations that lead nowhere, you choose peace over chaos. Moreover, silence is an act of self-respect. It says, I value myself too much to waste energy on someone who does not deserve it. It reinforces your boundaries and communicates that you are not someone who will chase, beg, or lower your standards. A woman who knows her worth does not plead for understanding, she simply walks away and lets her absence be felt. Many times, the one who walks away in silence becomes the one who is remembered the most. A man can easily dismiss words, arguments, or even tears, but silence, that lingers. It creates curiosity. It makes him wonder if he misjudged you, if he underestimated your strength, or if losing you was the biggest mistake he ever made. And in the end, the one who remains silent is the one who moves forward the fastest. Because while he is left wondering, questioning, and regretting, you are out there rebuilding, thriving, and proving without a single word that you never needed him in the first place. When a man hurts you, he may expect to see you broken, drowning in sadness, or waiting for his return. He might assume that his actions have left you devastated and unable to move forward. But what happens when, instead of suffering, you are genuinely happy? What happens when you smile, glow, and radiate confidence as if his absence has only made your life better? That, more than anything, will confuse him. Happiness after heartbreak is the ultimate plot twist. When a man believes he has power over your emotions, he expects his absence to create a void in your life. But when he sees that you are not only surviving but thriving, he begins to question everything. Was he really that important? Did you ever truly love him? Why aren't you mourning the way he thought you would? These thoughts will haunt him far more than any argument or emotional breakdown ever could. The beauty of true happiness is that it cannot be faked. You cannot just pretend to be happy to make him jealous, it must come from within. That means actively choosing joy, focusing on your personal growth, and surrounding yourself with positivity. It means doing things that bring you peace, fulfillment, and excitement rather than dwelling on the past. Happiness is not about making him miss you. It's about making yourself feel whole again. One of the most powerful aspects of happiness is that it shifts your focus from him to yourself. Instead of obsessing over why he hurt you or whether he regrets it, you turn your attention toward the things that truly matter: your goals, your dreams, your passions. The moment you stop centering your life around someone who didn't appreciate you, you regain control over your own narrative. You become the main character in your own story again. Happiness also attracts positive energy. When you are genuinely at peace, people notice. Opportunities open up, new relationships form, and your confidence grows. You radiate a kind of light that draws others in, making them want to be around you. And that includes the one who hurt you. He may start to realize that instead of breaking you, he unknowingly pushed you toward a better version of yourself. That realization can be deeply unsettling for him. Another reason happiness is so powerful is that it makes you unpredictable. He may have thought he knew how you would react, crying, begging, or seeking revenge. But when you choose to be happy instead, he has no idea what to expect next. He cannot place you in the box of a heartbroken woman because you have risen above it. This unpredictability will make him wonder if he ever truly knew you at all. Your happiness should never be dependent on someone else. When you learn to find joy within yourself, no one can take it away from you. That is real power. A man who hurt you does not deserve the ability to dictate your emotions. He does not deserve to control your smiles or steal your laughter. Taking back your happiness is taking back your power. There is nothing more satisfying than looking in the mirror and realizing that you no longer feel pain over someone who once hurt you. That moment when you wake up and feel excitement for the day ahead, without any lingering sadness, is the moment you have won. Not against him, but for yourself. And while he sits there wondering how you moved on so effortlessly, questioning whether he ever mattered to you, you will be too busy enjoying your life to even notice. When someone hurts you, the desire for revenge can be overwhelming. You might fantasize about making him feel the same pain he caused you, about proving a point, or about showing him what he lost. But here's the truth: seeking revenge only keeps you emotionally tied to the person who hurt you. The more energy you put into trying to get back at him, the less energy you have for yourself. True power comes from walking away with dignity, not from playing childish games. Revenge often backfires. It may feel satisfying in the moment, but in the long run it does not bring real healing. Acting out of anger or spite does not erase the pain, it only prolongs it. Instead of making you feel strong, it keeps you trapped in a cycle of bitterness. The best revenge is not making him suffer. It is showing him that he no longer has control over your emotions. Rising above the drama means refusing to engage in toxic behavior. It means not stalking his social media, not spreading rumors, and not trying to make him jealous with someone else. It means not lowering yourself to his level just to prove a point. When you choose maturity over petness, you show that you are not someone who plays games, you are someone who values peace over chaos. One of the most powerful things you can do after being hurt is to disappear from his world without a trace. No angry texts, no emotional outbursts, no petty retaliation, just silence. Let him wonder why you didn't react the way he expected. Let him question whether he ever really knew you at all. That confusion will be more unsettling for him than any revenge plot you could come up with. Letting go of revenge does not mean letting him off the hook. It simply means that you refuse to let his actions define your future. You do not need to prove anything to him. The moment you stop trying to make him see your worth is the moment you reclaim your power. You shift the focus back to yourself and away from the person who does not deserve your attention. When you choose growth over revenge, you attract better things into your life. Instead of wasting time trying to make him feel pain, you invest time in making yourself feel better. You focus on your goals, your happiness, and your healing. And as you evolve into a stronger, wiser, and more confident version of yourself, the past starts to look smaller and less significant. Revenge is a distraction from what truly matters, your own well-being. The best way to show someone they didn't break you is by living a life so full and rich that they become irrelevant. When he sees that you are unbothered, that you are not checking for him, that you are too busy leveling up to even acknowledge his existence, that is when he will feel the weight of his mistake. People who hurt others often expect drama. They expect anger, tears, and confrontation. But when you give them nothing, they are left to deal with their own actions. Your silence forces them to sit with their choices. Whether or not he ever feels remorse is not your concern. Your only concern should be your own growth and happiness. And as time passes, you will realize that the greatest revenge was never about hurting him, it was about freeing yourself. When you rise above the negativity, when you choose peace over petty gains, and when you step into your power, you prove to yourself that you never needed revenge in the first place. When a man hurts you, it can shake your confidence. You may start to question your worth, wondering if you weren't enough, if you could have done something differently, or if you were somehow to blame. But the truth is, your value does not decrease because someone failed to see it. No man has the power to define your self-worth unless you allow him to. The moment you start believing in yourself again, you take back the control he tried to take from you. Self-worth is about knowing who you are, regardless of how someone treats you. It means understanding that your value is not based on whether a man stays or leaves, whether he appreciates you or takes you for granted. You are worthy simply because you exist. A man's inability to recognize your worth does not mean you are not valuable, it only means he was not capable of seeing it. One of the biggest mistakes women make after being hurt is internalizing the pain. They start blaming themselves, thinking they weren't pretty enough, smart enough, or interesting enough. But self-worth means rejecting those thoughts and reminding yourself that someone else's actions are a reflection of them, not of you. You are not defined by his mistakes or his inability to love you properly. Maintaining your self-worth means setting boundaries. If someone disrespects you, mistreats you, or makes you feel less than what you are, you must be willing to walk away. A woman who knows her value does not beg for love, attention, or validation. She understands that she deserves respect, and she will not tolerate anything less. The moment you start enforcing your worth, people start treating you differently. Confidence is a direct result of self-worth. When you carry yourself like a queen, when you refuse to settle for less, and when you radiate self-assurance, people notice. A man who once thought he had power over you will be confused when he sees that his actions did not break you. In fact, the more you believe in yourself, the more he will realize that losing you was his loss, not yours. Your self-worth is also reflected in the way you speak to yourself. Instead of saying, "Why wasn't I good enough for him?" shift your mindset to, "Why wasn't he good enough for me?" Instead of asking, "What did I do wrong?" ask yourself, "What did I learn from this?" The way you think about yourself determines the energy you attract. When you value yourself, you naturally invite people and opportunities that align with that energy. A woman who maintains her self-worth never seeks revenge because she knows she is above pettiness. She never begs for attention because she knows she deserves love freely given. She does not waste time on someone who does not appreciate her because she knows there are people who will. When you truly understand your value, you stop chasing people, and instead you start attracting what is meant for you. Healing after being hurt starts with self-love. Instead of focusing on the pain he caused, focus on rebuilding yourself. Treat yourself with kindness, invest in your growth, and surround yourself with people who uplift you. Do things that remind you of your strength. Whether it's pursuing a new goal, taking care of your body, or simply looking in the mirror and affirming your worth. The more you love yourself, the less power his actions will have over you. And one day you will look back and realize that the moment you decided to maintain your self-worth was the moment you set yourself free. You will no longer be defined by what happened to you, but by the way you rose above it. The man who hurt you will become a distant memory, but the strength, confidence, and self-respect you gain will stay with you forever. When a man hurts you, his expectation is often that you will chase after him, beg for an explanation, or try to prove your worth. He assumes you will react in a way that reassures him of his importance in your life. But the most powerful thing you can do is the opposite: walk away with confidence and let him question himself. When you do not respond as expected, when you remain composed and unbothered, he is forced to sit with his own thoughts and wonder if he made a mistake. Men often take women for granted when they believe they will always be there. They assume that no matter what they do, a woman's love and attention will remain constant. But when you withdraw your energy completely, no pleading, no arguments, no desperate attempts to fix things, you disrupt his sense of control. He begins to wonder if he underestimated you, if he misjudged your strength, and if he was wrong to think you needed him more than he needed you. One of the best ways to make a man question himself is by focusing on your own growth. Instead of reacting emotionally, redirect that energy toward yourself. Level up in every area of your life, physically, mentally, emotionally, and financially. When he sees that his absence has not weakened you but has instead fueled your transformation, he will start questioning whether losing you was a mistake. Silence is another powerful tool in making a man reflect on his actions. Many men are used to women expressing their pain through words, whether through long messages, heated arguments, or emotional pleas. But when you say nothing at all, you leave him with unanswered questions. The lack of reaction forces him to wonder how you truly feel, why you are not seeking closure, and whether you have already moved on without a second thought. Another way to make him question himself is by maintaining your standards. Do not lower your expectations or compromise your self-respect just to keep him in your life. When he realizes that you will not tolerate mistreatment, that you are not afraid to walk away, and that your self-worth is intact, he will start reflecting on why he could not meet your expectations. He will question whether he was truly the man you deserved. Your happiness is also a direct way to make him question himself. If he expected you to be miserable, drowning in sadness, and longing for him, seeing you genuinely happy will confuse him. A man who thought he had the power to break you will be shocked when he sees you thriving, smiling, and moving forward effortlessly. That realization alone can trigger deep regret and self-doubt. Time and distance work in your favor when making a man question himself. In the moment, he may feel confident in his choices. But as time passes and he no longer has access to your presence, he will begin to reflect. He will remember your kindness, your loyalty, and the value you brought into his life. And when he compares that to what he has now, he may realize that what he lost was far greater than what he thought he was gaining. The key to making a man question himself is not manipulation, it is simply knowing your worth and refusing to settle for less. When you walk away with grace, when you invest in yourself, and when you refuse to chase someone who did not value you, you naturally shift the power back into your hands. He will start to see that while he was busy playing games, you were busy evolving. And by the time he finally understands what he lost, you will already be too far ahead, living a life so full and fulfilling that his absence no longer matters. Strength is one of the most powerful things you can display when a man hurts you. Many men expect a woman to break down, beg for answers, or lose herself in the pain. They expect tears, emotional outbursts, and desperate attempts to fix what is broken. But when you show strength instead, you completely disrupt his expectations. You show him that his actions did not destroy you, that you are still standing tall, and that your life continues with or without him. True strength is not about pretending you were never hurt, it is about refusing to let that hurt control you. It is about acknowledging the pain, but choosing not to dwell in it. Instead of wasted on energy on someone who disrespected you, you focus on rebuilding yourself. You pour that energy into self-care, personal growth, and the things that truly matter. Strength is knowing that you deserve better and walking away with your dignity intact. One of the best ways to show strength is through silence. When you refuse to engage in unnecessary arguments, when you do not seek closure from someone who does not deserve it, and when you do not allow yourself to be dragged into drama, you show an unmatched level of self-control. A strong woman does not waste her words trying to convince someone of her worth, she simply lets her absence speak for itself. Strength also comes from maintaining your self-respect. Do not beg for attention, do not chase someone who does not value you, and do not lower your standards just to keep someone in your life. When a man sees that you refuse to tolerate mistreatment, that you would rather be alone than be with someone who does not appreciate you, he will start to realize just how strong you truly are. Another way to demonstrate strength is by continuing to live your best life. Do not let heartbreak stop you from pursuing your goals, enjoying your passions, or surrounding yourself with people who uplift you. When a man sees that you are still thriving despite the pain he caused, it confuses him. It makes him question whether he ever had as much control over your happiness as he thought he did. Strength is also about emotional resilience. Instead of seeking revenge or holding on to bitterness, you choose to heal and move forward. You do not allow negativity to consume you because you understand that true power lies in letting go. The ability to release the past and focus on the future is a sign of immense inner strength. Confidence is another key component of strength. Carry yourself with poise, knowing that you are valuable and worthy of respect. Even if you feel broken inside, do not let him see that he has the power to affect you. Keep your head high, your posture strong, and your energy radiant. A confident woman who knows her worth is unstoppable, and that is exactly the kind of strength that leaves a lasting impact. Time is on your side when it comes to showing strength. As weeks and months pass, he will see that you have not come running back, that you have not allowed the pain to define you, and that you have only become stronger because of it. This realization will make him question everything. While he expected you to crumble, he now sees you rising, and that shift in power is undeniable. And the best part of showing strength, it is not just for him, it is for you. Because as you continue to stand firm, as you choose growth over grief, and as you rebuild your life with unwavering confidence, you will come to realize that you are always stronger than you ever thought possible. When a man hurts you, it is easy to get stuck in the past, replaying every moment, analyzing every word, and wondering what went wrong. But the truth is, dwelling on the past does not change it. What truly empowers you is shifting your energy toward the future. Instead of wasting time on someone who did not value you, invest in the person who will always matter most, yourself. Focusing on your future means reclaiming your power and deciding that your life is too valuable to be stuck in regret or sadness. The future holds endless possibilities, but you can only access them when you stop looking back. Many people stay emotionally tied to their past relationships, hoping for closure or waiting for the person who hurt them to come back and make things right. But the real closure does not come from another person, it comes from within. When you decide to move forward, not because you no longer feel pain, but because you refuse to let pain define you, you set yourself free. One of the best ways to focus on your future is to set new goals for yourself. Whether it is career advancement, starting a business, improving your health, or traveling to new places, redirect your energy toward things that bring you growth. When you shift your focus from what you lost to what you can gain, you realize that the end of one chapter is simply the beginning of another. A relationship ending does not mean your story is over, it means a new, better chapter is waiting to be written. Your future is shaped by the people you surround yourself with. Choose to be around those who uplift and inspire you rather than those who remind you of past pain. Spend time with friends and family who encourage your growth and remind you of your worth. The more you surround yourself with positivity, the less space you have for negative emotions tied to the past. Healing happens faster when you are in an environment that nurtures your progress. Investing in yourself is another key to focusing on your future. Take up new hobbies, learn new skills, and work on becoming the best version of yourself. A breakup or betrayal can feel like a setback, but in reality, it is often an opportunity for transformation. Use this time to elevate your mind, body, and spirit. When you look back a year from now and see how far you have come, you will thank yourself for choosing to move forward instead of staying stuck. Your future also depends on your mindset. If you continue to see yourself as a victim, you will remain trapped in the past. But if you choose to see this experience as a lesson, as something that made you stronger, wiser, and more self-aware, then you turn your pain into power. Every hardship you face is an opportunity to grow. When you change your perspective, you change your future. Letting go of what no longer serves you is an essential part of moving forward. If a person has shown you that they do not value you, believe them the first time. Do not waste your future trying to fix what is meant to be left behind. Sometimes the things we lose are actually the things that were holding us back. Instead of mourning what is gone, embrace the freedom that comes with releasing what was never truly meant for you. Focusing on your future also means believing in love again, but not necessarily in the same way. It means loving yourself first and foremost, recognizing that the right person will come when you are ready, and understanding that a single heartbreak does not define your entire story. Love is not something to fear. It is something to embrace when the time is right. The pain you feel now is temporary, but the love you will experience in the future will be even greater. And as you continue to build the life you deserve, you will realize that the best revenge, the best response, and the best outcome is success. When he looks at you and sees a woman who is thriving, glowing, and completely focused on her future, he will understand that he was never the center of your world. You were not. Moving on gracefully is one of the most powerful things you can do when a man hurts you. Many people expect drama, anger, or a desperate attempt to hold on. But when you choose to walk away with your head held high, it leaves a lasting impact. Graceful movement is not about pretending you were never hurt. It is about refusing to let that hurt consume you. It is about showing strength, self-respect, and emotional maturity in the face of disappointment. One of the first steps to moving on gracefully is accepting what happened without seeking revenge. When someone mistreats you, the natural reaction is to want to prove a point, to make them feel what they made you feel, or to make them regret losing you. But revenge only ties you to the situation longer. True power comes from letting go without bitterness, knowing that karma and time will take care of everything. Another important aspect of graceful moving on is avoiding unnecessary confrontation. You do not need to argue, beg for closure, or make a scene to prove that you are hurt. Silence can be far more powerful than words. When you simply remove yourself from a toxic situation without explaining, justifying, or seeking validation, it sends a clear message that you respect yourself too much to engage in drama. Choosing to focus on yourself instead of the past is a major part of moving on with grace. Instead of obsessing over what went wrong, who was right, or what could have been done differently, shift your attention to your personal growth. Invest in your passions, your career, your health, and your happiness. The more you focus on yourself, the less power the past will have over you. A woman who moves on gracefully does not seek attention or try to prove her worth to someone who failed to see it. She does not post indirect messages on social media, hoping he notices. She does not try to make him jealous by flaunting a new relationship. She simply lives her life, knowing that the best response to pain is success and happiness. When he sees that you are truly unbothered, that is when he will start questioning everything. Forgiveness is another key component of moving on with grace. This does not mean that you excuse bad behavior or allow someone back into your life. It simply means that you release the anger and resentment for your own peace. Holding on to bitterness only keeps you emotionally tied to the past. Letting go allows you to move forward with a light heart, free from the weight of past pain. How you carry yourself after heartbreak speaks volumes about your character. Do not allow someone's mistreatment to turn you into a bitter or resentful person. Stay kind, stay compassionate, and stay true to who you are. People will remember how you handled the situation, and your grace will be more powerful than any words you could ever say. Time is your best friend when moving on. As the days, weeks, and months pass, you will realize that what once felt unbearable has become a distant memory. You will grow stronger, wiser, and more confident in yourself. Moving on gracefully does not happen overnight, but with every small step, you regain more of your power. And one day, without even realizing it, you will wake up and feel completely free. You will no longer be burdened by the past, no longer waiting for an apology, and no longer looking back. Because the moment you chose to move on gracefully, you set yourself on a path toward a brighter, happier, and more fulfilling future. When a man hurts you, your greatest strength lies in how you respond. You do not need to prove anything to him, seek revenge, or beg for closure. The way you carry yourself in the aftermath of pain speaks louder than any words ever could. By maintaining your self-worth, showing strength, focusing on your future, and moving on gracefully, you shift the power back into your hands. The beauty of walking away with dignity is that it allows you to heal fully and step into a new chapter of life without baggage. The pain that once felt unbearable eventually fades, replaced by wisdom, resilience, and a deeper love for yourself. You become a woman who is not defined by who hurt her, but by how she rose beyond the hurt. And by the time he realizes what he lost, you will have already outgrown the version of yourself that once wanted him back. You will no longer seek his validation, because you will have found something far greater: your own inner peace, happiness, and an unshakable sense of self-worth. That is the ultimate victory.